Yes, I know a lot of you guys have seen my videos about smoking meat and everything, and I know sometimes you wonder, all right, well, does this dude know how to do anything else other than just smoke meat? And the answer to the question is yes. So check this out. We're about to hit winter time. As a matter of fact, winter is going to be officially winter on December 21st. But let's face it, the weather's gotten cold, at least it is here in Sacramento, so I think we officially have the green light to start making winter meals. And one of the best winter meals is lentils. Lentils are good for you, loaded with protein, got lots of fiber, and taste great if you know how to cook them. A lot of people complain, oh, well, lentils don't have any flavor. So I tell you what, I'm about to show you how to make sure that your lentils have flavor. So here we go with the ingredients right here. You know, so we got some garlic. We got some bay leaf, which is always the forgotten ingredient. Everybody forgets the bay leaf. We got some red onion. We got cumin. We got coarse salt. We got black pepper. I already told you about the bay leaf. There's red and yellow peppers. And notice that there's no bell peppers in there, because bell peppers have a bitter taste, and they don't really do a good job when you're trying to do lentils. You want that nice sweet flavor, which is going to make things taste great. And then I don't use water, I use vegetable broth. And if you look carefully, I just got this started before we started this video. Here's the lentils, and you can see right now they're boiling pretty good. But I just turned the heat down so that we can get them under control, because we definitely want to make sure that heat comes down, because we don't want to cook the hell out of these lentils. We want to make sure that we give them a chance to really have a chance to simmer and assimilate all this flavor. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and throw in all this garlic, which is 4 cloves, and you can use 6 cloves if you want. I know some people just love garlic. Throw it in. And if you notice, everything that I'm throwing in is a thick chop. I'm not throwing in stuff that's finely chopped. You want to throw in a thick chop, because a thick chop, if you finely chop everything, then you're going to boil away everything and there won't be nothing left and everything will evaporate. So you want to make sure that you put in a nice thick chop. There's all the onion, nice thickly chopped, and that gives it a chance to break down nice and slow. And you also notice that as I throw stuff in, the temperature of the pot all started to settle down, and that's exactly what we're looking for. As we add these ingredients, the temperature of the pot cools, and then it assimilates the flavor of these ingredients slowly. Here we go with the red and orange peppers, which have a nice sweet flavor. Throw those in. And we're going to go ahead and throw in some black pepper. There we go. It's probably about 2 tablespoons, and that's about what you need. I pre-measured coarse salt, and you've heard me talk before in some of my other videos. Do not use Morton salt. That stuff is poison. You want to use coarse sea salt. It makes everything taste better. It brings the flavor out. It doesn't make your food taste like medicine. Coarse sea salt. It is by far and away what you need to cook with. Mediterranean sea salt. That makes everything taste great. And then an ingredient that a lot of people don't even know how to use is cumin. Makes everything taste great. Really good for beans, really good for chili, and also really, 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 really good for lentils. So we throw that in, a little bit of cumin, probably about 2, maybe even 3 tablespoons worth, but that's fine. Cumin makes everything taste good. So we grab a spoon. We stir everything up. You can see my lens fogging up, but luckily the temperature of the pot is starting to settle down, okay? And now, the ingredient that sets everything off and makes people want to come back for serving after serving after serving of lentils is a pork shank. Now, some people like to use a ham hock, but I don't like to use ham hocks because they got too much fat on them. There's that girdle of fat around the outside, and it tends to make things kind of gelatinous. But when you use a pork shank, as you can see, it's extremely lean. And the thing that's the most important about it is the bone. The bone is what gives it that really adds to the flavor. That bone from the marrow, once it really starts to break down. And after this has been on the stove for about 2.5 hours, and the meat starts to fall off the bone, and as you can see, it's a nice lean meat. It's not really fatty. So we're going to take, and this is a nice big juicy hock right here. A nice big juicy shank, rather, I should say. This has got a lot of meat on it. And as you can see, I throw it in there. And when that breaks down, that's going to be a lot of meat. And once it falls off the bone and it has a chance to settle down, and this is probably going to take a good 2.5, 3, maybe even 4 hours for those shanks to break down and render all of that beautiful pork flavor in these lentils. But it's going to be well worth it. The other thing is this. One of the things where people make a big mistake is they don't keep their liquid levels up. So as you can see, I've got a whole nother quart of vegetable broth ready to be able to keep this whole mixture moisturized, keep everything nice and juicy. Because believe me, the lentils are going to soak up water, the shanks are going to soak up water, and it's, and then a lot of stuff is going to evaporate as well. So evaporation is just a natural part of it, and you need to be ready to make sure that you keep your pot nice and full of liquid and give everything a chance to break down. If there's no liquid, then you don't get a good breakdown, and then it doesn't taste good, and that's exactly what you don't want. So once again, you can see everything is a nice thick chop. When we come back to this in 2.5 hours, 3 hours, everything will have broken down really, really nicely. Okay? And what I'm going to do now is, right now I have my heat on 3. I'm actually going to turn my heat down to between low and 2. So I guess I'm turning it down to about 1. And I'm going to go ahead and put my lid on. I'm going to leave it cracked just a little bit. But right now it's 12:42. I'm going to look at this once an hour for the next 2 hours. I'm going to come back at 1:42 and I'm going to come back at 2:42. But it probably won't be done in exactly the way I want it until about 4 o'clock this afternoon. Because like I said, the way to make lentils taste great is cook them nice and slow, be patient, and give everything a chance to break down and taste great. So there's a nice pot of winter lentils. Like I said, this is only the beginning. I'll make another video once it comes out, and we'll see what you think about that. But until then, bon appetit.